The Sharks' future just got even brighter as the Sharks get 2 steals in this year's draft, and in this video we're going to talk about how these guys fit into the San Jose Sharks organization, break down their game, have some early projections on their career, so you're not going to want to miss this episode of Sharks Digest. But before we dive into that, just got to say 66% of you guys watching this video right now aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you want to stay up to date on the latest Sharks news heading into a very busy offseason where there's going to be a lot of signings and trades to be had, make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, the Sharks had a very great first couple of rounds of this year's NHL entry draft. Obviously getting Michael Misa, which we did a video on last night. If you missed that one, make sure to go check it out. But we got some great pickups here in the late first round, early second round that are going to turn out to be steals for this team. And the first player we do want to talk about today is Joshua Ravensbergen. What a name. I gotta say that. That is a hockey player's name, no doubt about that. And this guy came in late first round. I believe he was, yes, that's right, the 30th pick of this draft for the San Jose Sharks. And as you see here, he's coming out of the WHL, and you see the height there. 6'6". He's a massive goaltender in terms of his size, and I think this guy is definitely going to be a quality goaltender for this team, because size is something you can't teach, right? You can have all the skill in the world as a goaltender, but having that skill like Ravensbergen does, along with his size, which is 6'6", this guy is going to be a beast. Right-handed catch goalie, has had some great seasons as in Prince George of the WHL. As we take a look, he had 6 shutouts in the 23-24 season with a .907, posting 26 wins. This past season at 33 wins, got a lot more starts where he went 33-13-4 with a 3 goals against average with a save percentage of .901. And as you see here, he had 51 starts this year, and in the playoffs he had an .896 save percentage, but you know, still pretty solid numbers for an 18-year-old guy. And just going into how he plays and what type of goaltender he is, they say he's a modern, big, and technically gifted goaltender with excellent mental composure. His frame movement and potential ceiling made him a first-round pick, which he will still need to refine his rebound control, strength, and consistency, but he is on a promising path to becoming an NHL starter over the years. And we see this with goaltenders. It's not very often where a goaltender can come in at 18 years old and dominate in the NHL. I believe it has happened in the past. I mean, I would have to think it has, but I can't remember the last time that has happened. So with goaltenders, it's a lot more development through the system of whether it's the juniors, whether it's through the ECHL level to the AHL level to eventually the NHL level. We see this over and over again with top goaltenders like Connor Hellebuck. I mean, he started in the AHL with the St. John's Ice Caps, and now he's a Vezina winning goaltender, right? It just takes time for goaltenders to enter their prime of their career, and it usually doesn't happen until like the mid-20s is when we start to see these guys, finally have their full game developed. They're into the prime of their careers, and then they come in and can be the starter that they need. So this isn't a guy we're going to see right away, but he has the potential here to be a future star goalie for this team. If he can continue down the path he is, like they say here, he will be able to be that full NHL starter. It won't be next year, it won't be the year after, but give this guy a few years of development left in the juniors in the WHL, then move him eventually over to either the East Coast League or the AHL, where then he can start to get used to seeing pro hockey before eventually making his jump to the NHL. I mean, we've seen Askarov do this as well. I mean, he played a lot with the Barracuda, and now looks like this season he's going to be the full-time starter. So I'm excited about Ravensbergen. I mean, look at this comparisons we're seeing early on. They say he equals Jacob Markstrom's size and crease presence, and he also has Hellebuck's calm technical approach. They say if he fully develops, he's going to be a big composed starter who can handle heavy workloads. And obviously, being compared to top names like Connor Hellebuck and Jacob Markstrom is, obviously a big feat and a big thing for this guy. I think they're definitely not off. I mean, he is a little bit of a mix of both, as they say here. And I mean, I'm a big fan of Ravensbergen. I've watched a lot of his highlights since he has been drafted, and he really does look like an anchor in net. And it looks like the team just plays better with him in front, with him in the net, and that team plays in front of him better because he's so calm and relaxed, and you don't see him show emotion very often, which I think is great in a goaltender. It's nice to have that calm mindset, and at such a young age to have that, it's also something you cannot teach, right? It's just something that this guy is gifted with, and I think he's going to be a fantastic goaltender when his time does come in the NHL, but definitely a guy to keep your eye on over the next couple of years. I definitely do expect him to make it over to, the Barracuda or even farther down in the ECHL, where he will start to make some noise down there. So excited for this guy. I love this pick by Mike Grier and the front office. I always love a goalie pick. I'm a sucker for a goalie, so I thought it was great to get this guy. But there is another guy that I do want to talk about today, and that is Simon Wang. This is a very special pick for the San Jose Sharks, coming in the second round at the 33rd pick. He is a 6'6" defenseman out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, by the way of China, and that makes him the highest drafted Chinese-born player in NHL history. I mean, this guy is the story of the draft, in my opinion. Obviously, if you haven't heard the story, I'll just do a little Sparks Notes version. I mean, his mom opened a figure skating company before the Beijing Olympics, and her son, Simon Wang, started skating in 2015. He enjoyed playing hockey, and he made his way over to Toronto, where he started in AAA, made his way up to the OHL, and now he is a member of the San Jose Sharks. I mean, what a story for this guy, and I am really excited. I think this could be the steal of the draft when this is all said and done. I really do think he is going to be a very solid defenseman. If you missed out on what Simon Wang, how he plays in this draft, this is a little breakdown, a little star rating on how he plays. His skating, 4 stars. He has good lateral movement. His puck skills are also 4 stars. He's a strong pass first guy, confident under pressure. He joins the rush as well with a low point shot. Nothing flashy, but he isn't afraid to jump up when that time does come. And we've seen clips of him where he's done this, gotten in around defenders with his hands and buried the puck. Also, his defensive game is where he stands out. Obviously, he's 6'6". He has a long reach. He is going to break up plays with his stick. He makes smart reads to intercept passes, and he's always positionally sound, which is what you want to see out of a defenseman. And then you see here, his hockey IQ is high. He has great decision-making and situational awareness. Also, great at making those zone breakouts by getting quick passes up to his forwards, whether it's, tuck in the shoulder and run along the boards himself. As you see here, his hits and blocks, he's averaging about 40 to 60 hits per season. Physical guy, obviously 6'6", he's going to flatten some people. Obviously blocks as well, 60 to 80 per season. He's a big guy. He's not afraid to put it all on the line and be a warrior for his team. And they all say here his overall impact is a reliable two-way defenseman that controls the tempo. I love this. I have a buddy who is a OHL fan, and he loves watching the OHL. And when Simon Wang got drafted to the San Jose Sharks, he said, you guys just got a hell of a player, because he is just such a great player to have on your team, because he gets it done on both ends of the ice. He's not afraid to, rip a low shot on to try to create a rebound scoring chance for his forwards, but he's also very, very sound defensively, and I think that is his strength of his game, is being so sound defensively and being a guy who can break up plays with his stick, win board battles because he's so big, and just push guys off the puck. I think this guy is going to be a hell of a player once he does fully develop, and I definitely do think we will see this guy in a Sharks uniform at some point. I really do have high hopes for this guy. Like I said, I think he's the steal of this second round out of all the players who were picked. I love this guy. I think he's going to be a great Shark. And looking at some first NHL comparables for this guy, They say he's a blend of a guy like Devin Taves and Noah Dobson, who just got traded to the Montreal Canadiens. He's mobile, two-way defenseman who can quietly control games without a heavy physical play. He isn't a shutdown bruiser, but he excels at controlling transitions and maintaining strong positional defense. And, I mean, hearing that, I mean, that's just music to your ears, because obviously the Sharks have a young guy in Sam Dickinson who's more that offense-oriented guy. Yes, he does lean two-way at times, but having a guy like Simon Wang now in your system, yes, he's not going to come in and play with this team right away. He still has some, a year or two or development left before he does make the NHL level. But having this guy waiting in the wings in a couple of years' time to come up and maybe play third, second pairing minutes is definitely a asset for this team. I do think that he is going to develop into a tremendous player over these next couple of years, and when he gets into the prime of his career, he's going to be one of the best two-way defensemen on the Sharks, and definitely one of the best two-way defensemen in the system. And I think it's a guy who's going to shock a lot of people. I think once he does kind of get to that NHL level, I think a lot of people are saying, hey, how did we miss this guy? How did we not pick this guy? Why did we let him fall to the second round? I really got a lot of faith in Simon Wang. Such a great story, and I know this guy's a grinder. He wants to play in the NHL, and when you have a guy like that who's determined, I think it's only a good thing. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. Who was your favorite pick from the draft? I want to hear all your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe, like the video as well. It helps push these videos out to all the Sharks fans here on YouTube. But as always, I've been your host, Casey. We'll catch you in the next one.